So next coming to the stage, man, this is
Who we got?
like a really good friend of mine and whatnot, and
Yeah.
she has always had different kind of movements going on, but this is one I really mess with right quick because it's all about women, and my mother's a woman, so
That's
helps.
right. You sure?
Yeah, my mom's a woman.
She's a woman. My mother's a woman too. Rest in peace,
come
mommy.
on now, come on.
I
now.
love you.
And so she has a movement, man, called Totality of a Woman. And she's about empowering women. And that's what I'm all about, too, because that's why I
right.
even made the Jackie's Angels, because it's all about the ladies.
Look at him,
You know what I'm
Jack.
saying? It's all about the ladies. Ladies, give it up for yourselves, man.
You chose them wisely, Jack. We got beautiful
come on,
angels
man.
here tonight.
Yeah.
Not including the drummers.
And another guest that's coming with her.
Who's that?
She is all about empowering children and teaching them how to get their credit together before they even know they even got credit.
Because
How to
parents,
bank.
because we from the hood.
That's
Some
right.
parents put their credit in their children's name.
That's right.
So we're going to teach the kids how to dip and dodge that.
How to dip and to dodge.
Mommy, what you want to use my Social Security for? No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So without further ado, coming to the stage, y'all give it up for Stephanie Cornegie and Jatal with Kids Who Bank.
Let's go.
This is what we need to know right here.
Feel good.
What's
I
happening?
get my credit in my background.
So I'm Totality Bellinton, the founder of Kids Who Bank. I teach financial literacy in the school systems. I created my own curriculum. This year we're going into 93 plus schools around the U.S. And actually on my way here today, we just got 32 more contracts signed. Which
32?
Means, yeah. Today?
Make some noise. Make some noise.
You know, we break barriers. And you were talking about finance for our kids, and most parents don't know you can start building your child's credit at 13. So even if your credit as a parent is bad, you can start building your child's credit at 13. And sometimes it's something as simple as getting them a prepaid credit card, which is why I'm here, because I worked 13 years in finance, and I feel like us as parents, we're consumers, we're buyers. With Black Panther, we see how strong our money is. So it's not to make sure our children know that they have buying power.
That's dope, because a lot of children, they think just of the consumer era. They think just as being consumers. Like, can you buy me these Jordans? Can you buy me this skateboard? Can you buy me this? But a lot of kids don't understand that the same money that you take to buy the Jordans, to buy the skateboard, you can put into a prepaid
credit card. And I mean, so let me hit that real quick. So you said Jordans, right? I always go into the school systems and I teach kids. It doesn't matter if I'm in a rich neighborhood, or a neighborhood that might not have the same amount of money as, like, let's say some of these affluent neighborhoods. People always say that, these kids have Jordans, $300, $200. And I said, do you teach your children about depreciation? So as a parent, if you're not teaching your children about how money works and that it can increase or decrease depending what you're investing in, then you're doing your child a disservice just by buying it for them. Sometimes we might feel guilty because, especially in communities of color, it's known that we work hard. We work crazy hours, and we're also always grinding and hustling, yeah? So we teach the children about depreciation. It's not about not buying the Jordans, it's about flipping it before you wear it. You teach them that the minute you wear it, it goes down in value. And if you try to resell that $300 sneaker on eBay, it's only worth $50. And then kids in the school systems will be like, what? I'm never buying Jordans again. And I'm like, look, I'm not telling you not to buy Jordans. I'm just saying the next time you hold on to it for 2 weeks, if it's a special edition, when it sells out, you sell it at a profit of double or triple the amount. And then you take that profit, you buy it when it comes back out at a lower price. And then you have profit to buy more sneakers and put it back out there, right? So it's not about not buying the Jordans. We want this is the year, this is the season for us to all be winning. That means if you like Louboutins, then rock that. If you like Gucci, rock your Gucci. Just make sure that the money you have in your bank account is quadruple.
That's right.
10 times, 100 times that Gucci.
That's right. We're empowering our peoples. We're empowering our youth. We're empowering our brothers and sisters. And the thing that's crazy is, right, I'm going to give a shout out to my partner, Noriega. That's my brother. And his son, right? Like, he has a son by my cousin. So that's literally my blood. So this is crazy because what you're talking about is what he's seen as a youth. One day, my aunt, she's like, every time I go shopping, he take the cases of water. So I'm like, I don't know. Why you think he take the cases of water? So she said, I don't know. But he comes back with another case. So I said, well, maybe he's bringing it to his basketball team. So come to find out, he's taking the cases of water that she buys for $4, and he's selling it for $2 of water at the basketball games. So he's making $48 off a case of water that costs $4. Awesome. Now, if that ain't inflation, what's the word?
Appreciation, inflation.
I dropped out of school in 9th grade.
So April 29th, I'm doing an event. It's called the Kidpreneur Awards. And we're going to be recognizing children who are entrepreneurs and then the adults who are giving back to them. Oh, look at Steph. Thank you, Steph, for holding it up.
Nice. I am my sister's keeper. We support one another.
Nice.
So the children, some of our kids are as young as 7 years old. And one of them, she wanted to wear some of the fancy clothes, but she couldn't afford it. So she started sewing her own clothing. And now she has, at 7, her clothing boutique is in Jersey and in Brooklyn. And then, another young boy, he's a young kid, like about 6, 7 years old as well. And he has sickle cell. And when he realized he had sickle cell, kids started to teach him different. So he wrote a comic book. And then now he's capitalizing off it. And some of the kids, out of the 15 kids we're going to be honoring for that event, some of them are making $300,000 a year, and they're in their single digits.
And that's amazing.
Yes,
because there's grown people out here that can't get no money.
You know what I'm saying? So, I wanted to give something representation to our children and even the adults, because sometimes we make the money and we forget to turn around and hold someone else and bring them up the rank. So, with him, he's a kidpreneur. There it goes right there.
Can I get him down with the?
Of course.
The kidpreneur.
Yeah, definitely.
Nasim, I'm putting this on camera. Nasim, we are voting you for the kidpreneur.
So Noriega, we want to see you because the UK had love for CNN. I'm just saying.
Come on, let's do it.
Y'all don't want to with us. Hey.
Stop there. Come on. We're not gonna do that. Stop. We're not gonna do that. As parents, we should take at least an hour a day and say, fuck TV, and talk to our kids about certain issues in life, whether it's economics,
of a woman.
Whether it's socialized, I don't know if that's the word, but social shit. Because one thing about life today, TV and radio is the worst drug of all. So women like you that give this, we need you on the radio. You should be on the radio. You should be on TV.
And that's the goal, is that with the curriculum, we're coming. This is what we're doing. So 93 plus schools, and now we add 32 to that. That's 100 plus schools with kids who are now learning financial literacy. And if we have our way, soon enough, we're going to have that, in all school systems around the U.S. I don't care if it's public, private, charter, homeschooling. I'm in 11 Jewish temples. Part of the 32 contracts I just signed today were 10 more Jewish temples. And they're teaching what I teach the high school kids here. They're teaching it to their 9-year-olds. That's almost insulting.
That's what they should. That's what
you know
they
what
do.
I mean? But it's insulting to our kids. That's what I'm saying. It's insulting to our kids because I'm like, our children in high school are struggling sometimes to understand what these kids who are at 9 years old are understanding. So, this is it. We're not doing any more wasting of time.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm amazed because we are blacks, and we are the biggest consumers in America, but yet we're the lowest on the totem pole of wealth.
Well,
Why
it's because we've been taught to divide and conquer when it was supposed to be uniting and conquering. So for so long, we've been dividing and at each other's throats. We're taught that our neighborhoods are hoods, right? So when it's time for you to get your money, the first thing you do is go buy outside of that neighborhood because you're looking at it as the hood, right? So what we do is we take our millions, we take our 100,000, we take our first investment money, and we go to like the upper echelon, quote unquote, to purchase. And then when the white person or whoever other culture comes in and they want to buy up our neighborhood, we're mad. We talk about gentrification and we get angry. But guess what? You had the opportunity to take your brownstone and your buildings and fix it up and flip it and just sit and be waiting for when that wave came. But you chose to leave because you're taught that your neighborhood is a hood, right? So this is what it's about, changing that mindset and realizing that it's not a hood, it's your neighborhood. Invest in your neighborhood, buy back the block, in essence. So, and that brings us to Totality of a Woman. Because real talk, she's helping with the mental health issue in the Black community. When you have people telling you that you're a minority, and you have people telling you that you live in a hood, there's a mental slavery that comes with that, right? And what she's doing with Totality of a Woman is making sure that people understand that, hey, we need to go to psychiatrists and psychologists. We need to make sure our children feel beautiful and feel empowered. So on that note, Steph, make that happen.
All right.
Talk about that crazy shit,
We
Steph.
had our moment.
Talk about them crazy girls, Steph.
I'm not here to
That
talk
mental
about
illness
the crazy girls
inside the Black community that plagues the Black woman. And not only just the Black woman, but the Black man. But this is not about men right now. This is about women. Totality of a woman, self-care, empowerment. This is your area of expertise. What inspired you and made you feel like, hey, it's a need to educate and pretty much put a spotlight on what's going on inside the Black community? Females.
I'll start off with numbers, since all of us are into the whole numbers game, right?
Because women lie,
right.
Men lie.
Numbers
but
don't.
numbers don't.
Right. So,
check it.
again, we're focusing on all women, but since we're here right now, we'll talk about the African American women, the Latina women, the minority women. Again, we're not taking away from all women, but we're focusing on our communities right now, right? So we're going to start with some simple numbers. So African American women are the largest growing group of entrepreneurs in our country, right? Right? That's a fact, right? However, 1 in 4 women are suffering from depression, and 1 in 4 women are suffering from anxiety. 1 in 4 women between the ages of 16 and 24 are suffering from depression, anxiety, postpartum stress. But yet, we're the largest growing group of entrepreneurs in the country, but the numbers show that it's clear that we're suffering. And we're here to open that conversation and open that door and offer some tools and some resources to fix that. Because as the leaders of the country, we have to be okay. And I love all of our men. I support you guys. We love you. We support you guys. But it's a fact that the women are the leaders of the country. And in order to be leaders, you have to be well. And we have communities of leaders that are not well, that are suffering from mental illness because they're suffering in silence, because they're not having the conversations about what's going on. We as women, we're mothers, we're nurturers, we're leaders in our community, we're career women, we're business owners, we're wives, we're sisters, but we're not taking care of ourselves. And so the goal of Totality of a Woman is to encourage self-care as a lifestyle. We had an event last week at Long Island University, downtown Brooklyn, that Jack Thriller was a happy and proud supporter of, and I totally appreciate that. But when we started speaking to people, we said that the goal is to promote self-care as a lifestyle, because like I told them, when we go get our hair done, that's a lifestyle. Our lace fronts, our mink lashes, our nails, everywhere we go to eat, we want to put it on Snapchat, hashtag foodie, hashtag lifestyle. Everywhere we travel, it's a lifestyle. But we need to make sure that taking care of ourselves from the core, from the inside out, is a part of our lifestyle daily, just like everything else. And so that's what we're promoting, and we are igniting villages of healthy female leaders across the globe, and that's our mission.
Let's make some noise. Get louder for that. Louder. That's beautiful, man.
Stephanie, I've known you for a long time.
A long time.
It's almost 10 years now. Yeah. What was the moment where you said, hey, listen, if somebody else ain't going to do it, I'm going to fall in the gap and I'm going to do it. I'm going to start this movement, and we're going to bring awareness. What triggered you?
Okay, so let me say this, too, that this is my very first interview. So I need you guys to support me and bear with me. It's about sharing your truth, right? And only
And
your
who better?
ass. And
Who better?
only your ass.
And who better?
Yeah.
And who better?
This is your first interview?
And who better?
You're doing
Wait.
Let me
And who
explain.
better?
Let's
Let me
rewind this.
explain. Let me
Rewind.
explain.
And who better?
Yeah, and I called everybody and text everybody, and I said only this Jack Thriller could get me out here doing an interview. But I will say this. For those of you who don't know me, I am the founder and owner of Carnegie PR, which is a public relations, brand management, and event planning company that I've had for a little over 2 years, working in music and entertainment. And that's how Jack Thriller and I met over at G Unit. So that's kind of like my background. So I'm literally always behind the camera. Anybody knows me, with the exception of taking selfies with my favorite Snapchat filters. I don't take pictures. I don't want to be on video. I pride myself on being behind the scenes, working diligently to make sure my clients are in front of the camera, right? But I have made the decision to step from behind the camera starting here.
And who better?
Exactly. And who better?
Jack it.
Because I feel like out of all my assignments, this is the most important. But to answer the question, a part of totality of a woman is women coming together to speak their truth and to be in a safe environment where they can share their truth. So here is mine. I started Totality of a Woman because I was stressed and went through depression. That's why. And this is
It
the
happened to
first
you?
time in public
No.
that I am sharing that.
Man, I thought you
So
had it
you
together.
better- can I curse? Can I curse just because of
Curse!
that? You better fucking feel special, because I ain't never told nobody that shit in public.
That shit was personal. That was personal. And she did it right here on none other than the Party of Bullshit show.
So guess what? If I'm the publicist that everybody knows, and I've worked with some of everybody from...
I'm hiring you after today.
From Little C's to Mano to Uncle Murder to Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo to Wyclef John to The Source Magazine to DJ Ted Smooth, the Remix Killer. You remember him and everything. Fred the Godson, and I'm biased. Shout out to Leanne. Look, I don't wear makeup, and she beat this face naturally.
Beat you to sleep.
So shout out to shout out to my baby. That's right. And her husband, Fred the Godson, was one of my clients too. So I've been.
I need my face beat.
Right. Okay. So if somebody like me is running around handling all of this business for clients, and everybody sees me showing up, and I show up and I show out with a smile on my face, and I'm handling the business, but I'm stressed the hell out.
No.
Yes.
Not you.
Can I say something real quick? And this is not to take away from the woman movement, but I got a cousin. This is my first cousin, my blood. Meta World Peace. Ron Artest.
That's your cousin?
It's my cousin. It's my
That's your
blood,
boy.
right?
You know him?
And he did,
You know him?
and his thing is mental awareness.
Yes, it is.
And
'Cause
what he
kinda
did
slow.
when they won the championship with the Lakers, he donated his ring to mental awareness. See, people
Get
don't
the
understand.
fuck outta here.
Let me tell you
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's a cool motherfucker
It is
right there,
very,
man.
very
Yeah,
serious.
it's very serious.
I
And
have
when I'm looking at you, and from the shell, you look good. But from the inside, nobody will know what you're going through but you.
And
I
that
knew.
is what
I knew. I saw it
our
in your
women
face.
are going through. We are showing up and showing out to handle things for everybody. And I'm going to be honest with you. We are going through it on the inside.
But that's
Some
why
of
we're
us
here.
are broken into
We got to
pieces.
support our women, fellas. We have to support our women, fellas, because everybody has a mother. If you don't have a daughter, you have a son. He might have a daughter. He might have a girlfriend. You never know. But one thing that we wouldn't be here, none of us, if it wasn't for women. Nobody. So we got to realize that as much as we want to be real niggas, everybody say they're a real nigga. But to me, when you're a real nigga, you take care of the woman that's taking care of you. So one thing you got to always realize is that woman come first. When it comes to Jesus and Mary, if I'm not mistaken, that's how it goes. If it wasn't for Mary, it wouldn't be no Jesus. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right.
Am I wrong?
You're absolutely right.
If it wasn't for Mary, it wouldn't be no Jesus. Am I wrong?
And let me
All
let,
right,
me let
then.
me say this also, because we're Totality of a Woman, but we do support our men as well, and we're also going to be working with our youth, because it's a fact that there's a correlation between mental health and violence in our school systems. There's a correlation between mental health and bullying in our school systems. There's a correlation between mental health and suicide. And no one is having the conversation. So you know what? Totality of a Woman has stepped up and taken the charge to open up these doors and start having these conversations, because you have to have the conversation first in order to start the healing. And that's what we're doing.
I love that. I love what y'all doing.
No, but so you can know what she's doing, right?
I want to be involved because mental awareness is in my family. Like,
there was a gentleman over there.
Crazy as fuck.
I'm not gonna say his name. He's
He was
gone
crazy.
already. But no, there was a gentleman over there who knows me from the PR world. And when I told him I was being interviewed and shared with him what I was being interviewed about, the first thing that came out of his mouth was, "Oh shit, Steph, that's a huge issue. A couple of people in my family." And that's where it starts. But we don't talk about it. Now, we'll sit there and say, "Oh, Lord, you know Uncle such and such is crazy." Or, you know, Aunt such and such always be like. No, let's stop that. Let's figure out why Uncle such and such is like that. Why is Aunt such and such like that? Let's talk about our relationships. Let's talk about mental health. It affects every area of your life. And this is why my sister and I, you know, we're here together. She was one of the amazing moderators on my Multipliers panel. So Totality of a Woman is a movement, again, that we've launched to promote self-care as a lifestyle by doing these panels and workshops and seminars that we did at LIU. And Jatali was one of the moderators for our Multipliers panel. But when Jack talked to us about being here together, they go hand in hand, because guess what? You got to be healthy to get wealthy. And then sometimes you spend so much time working on the wealth, you forget about the health.
And the next thing you know, you die.
There you go. So there you go. Then you done worked all these years. You done had a heart attack. Can't enjoy none of the money because you're gone. Because you did not take care of self. And that's mind, body, and soul, because they all affect.
This might be the best interview I ever did. Like this might be like the.
Oh, let's hug.
I knew you were gonna fuck with it. Yeah, that was sexy.
Jack, we love Jack out. We love Jack. Jack, don't hug me, Jack.
Come on now.
I had to give Jackie a hug behind her. Can I make some noise? I had to give Jackie a hug. Cause our show is called Party and Bullshit. You think we're gonna have rappers, they're gonna perform, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna get drunk, but sometimes it's political. And this right here, I guarantee you, when we leave here, everybody in this motherfucker gonna look at theyself and think, am I good?
But that's
everything all right?
That's what we want. We want to know, are you okay?
Are you
if
okay?
You're not, what can we do to help you get there?
We're gonna call you, and we're gonna call you.
Yeah. I'm gonna get your health right, and she gonna get your wealth right. What up?
Shit.
For real.
I went down low with it.
Yo, Marilyn.
Hi.
I love that jacket, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How you doing? She got that nerd jacket on her. I need that nerd
Shout out to
jacket.
Janae.
But my question is to you: how does public relations help you with the totality of a woman?
That's a good question. And you know what? I thought about that a lot because, again, coming from 10 years in music and entertainment, when you start making a transition and actually like walking in your purpose, it's kind of hard to transition from everybody knowing you in the hip hop world and the music world, and now you're talking about totality of a woman and mental health and wellness. And I said, how the hell is this transition going to work? But you know what? All of my PR, branding, marketing, and event planning skills is going to send this shit out of here, baby. All my 10 years of experience for everybody else is getting ready to go into totality of a woman. That's how.
We bringing our richest young entrepreneur up here. It's the richest entrepreneur up here.
That's right. And the most handsome, stylish one at that.
Hi. Okay, I'm Celia Simone. How are you guys?
Hey.
So my question to you is, as a fellow entrepreneur, I find myself sometimes really getting into deep slumps when I take a blow in business. How do you handle that?
All right. So for starters, people forget when you're being an entrepreneur, there's steps to it. So you have to make sure that budgeting, you don't put out more than you're willing to lose. Because when you're, there's a part of becoming a leader, right? Where you have, if you don't love it, you're not willing to do it for free, right? And if you say you love something, but you're not willing to do it for free, that means you don't truly love it. So I tell people who are entrepreneurs, do something that you truly love. So when you truly love something, it's like when you go back to being a child, you love kicking a ball, right? So you just kick it. You're not expecting someone to pay you to kick the ball, right? So when you plan your business, you kind of have to keep in mind that there's going to be days you're not going to get money right back. So you have to budget for that. And then when you get to a point where you are getting the money back, you have to make sure you're balancing it out. So rather it's a budget sheet and you're making sure you're writing down what you're spending and allocating money on. And don't take from Paul to give to Peter, right? That's another mistake that entrepreneurs make. You're creating a business and like say, we all want to diversify. And let's say, like for me personally, I do real estate. I'm a private real estate investor. But then I'm investing in stocks. I have my business, my financial curriculum, right? I don't take money from my finance curriculum to invest in my real estate. My real estate money stays for real estate money, unless I'm taking that out to go vacation. But I'm not going to take money from my real estate to put into my finance curriculum. And if I can't do something, then I just don't have that money to play with. Because when you start taking from one to put into another, that's letting you know that something's wrong in your formula and you need to renegotiate or you need to relook at what you're doing and rebalance it. So that would be my first tip to you.
Thank you.
And that's a great financial tip, like on the nose. Maybe more on outside of the finances, if it could be you were investing a lot of time in a project or a client, and we work in an industry where people, you already know, here one day, gone the next, they promise things and don't follow through. I would say, and I'm taking this from my own personal hard lesson, take the personal out of it. Separate yourself from it because that's where it hits you the hardest. And I think Jack can agree with me because coming from the PR world, I've put a lot into clients who were at their very beginnings and gave them my all because I believed in the vision. And then when they've gotten to a certain level, they totally forgot. I've had clients, there you go. I've had clients that I was there and then you had to chase them for their, for your money. So many different things. But I will tell you, if you know your skill and you know what you're worth and your value, you have to take the personal part out of it all the time so it doesn't affect you as much. Because it's going to be hard because when you are passionate about something, you can't help but put your all into it. And I am so known for that. I am emotional. I wear my feelings on my shoulders. My team is here, can contest to that. But I have learned.
You don't get to $1 million if every 2 seconds you're handing out $1 to someone. And people will get mad at you. But like I was having this conversation, I have a friend, she's a Gemini, and people are like, oh, they're so two-faced. One day they want to help you, the next day they wake up and they're like, don't call me. And I was like, listen, that's a good thing though, because that means she's serving herself. And sometimes we get, put into this box where we feel guilty for putting ourselves first. But everyone who I know is truly successful, a millionaire, a billionaire, they put themselves first.
You can be selfless and selfish at the same time. And I said that to someone on Instagram today. She sat on my Young Entrepreneurs panel and she posted something about giving, just always giving of herself and then being drained. And I put the comment under her caption. I said, let me explain something to you. You can be selfless and selfish at the same time as long as that selfish is concerned with you doing the best for yourself. That's
100%. Okay. You have to do it.
And one more quick question. Did you learn financial literacy as a child, or did you learn that during the 15 years that you worked in finance?
So my story, so now I'm going to get personal. When I was younger, my dad was, I guess you would say, like a very well-off man. He had a lot of money. Money was never an issue in his household. When him and my stepmother broke up, because she was my mother figure, I would want to go visit her, and she lived in New York. And my stepmother was horrible with money. So when they broke up, she lived check from check, borrow to borrow. I mean, literally, before her check would come, I would come visit her in the summertime, and it would be time for her to pay her rent. And she would rent out like little basements in a room in someone's house. And literally, well, I mean, 'cause she was my mother figure. I was 6 and 7 and 8.
She just wanted to be in New York.
No, I wanted to be with my mom. But like, so for me, I would see her, and literally my dad would send me down with $200 and she'd be borrowing money from me as a kid. And then summer would be up and I would go back to England to my dad's and I'd be like, Daddy, teach me everything you know about money. I don't want to be like her. So that's where my money story started. And then by the time I was 16 with the little nuggets that he was giving me, By the time I was 16, I had an offer to do a paid internship at Credit Suisse First Boston, which is a very big investment banking company. But I was still in high school, but I was about to graduate early. And they were like, well, you're not going to have a life, but you can come and start working for us, and we'll, continue your paid internship until you're old enough for us to hire you full-time. Are you in? And I was like, yeah, I'm in. And, at 16, I was going to school in a suit, in heels, and my friends would look at me like, you don't want to go to the movies? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because I just had that in the back of my mind, like I did not want to be that person. Because sometimes in life, we get a story that is put upon us, right? We have parents sometimes who might not be well with money, and we can take that story and we can make it become us, or we could take that story and make it fuel us to become better and do better, right? So that's what I did. I took that and I was like, I'm never going to be that woman. And, God knows, it's like my dad. I was lucky to have my dad, but a lot of kids don't have a parent who knows about money because they're just told to, incur debt. And it's like, how do you stop that? So hopefully with the books that I've written and the curriculum being in the school systems, we can start making the policy changes that will change that to make sure our kids can actually be in the school systems and know about money, rather they have a parent at home or not who knows about it.
Thank you so much. You guys
You're welcome.
Hey, ladies, I really appreciate this empowerment. You guys really put us on. I've learned a lot. Is there anything y'all want to say to Party and Bullshit before we get about you?
We are currently working on putting together a tour with Totality of a Woman. Atlanta is going to be our next stop in July. We're working on getting all of the logistics done, but we have a plan to go to Atlanta, Chicago, D.C., Philly, Miami, but we're starting with Atlanta this summer. So please follow us at Totality of a Woman on Instagram. We are also going to be launching some Facebook Live conversations, and we'll be announcing that. We have some initiatives that we're going to launch in New York, a couple before the summer, because the outpour and the reply has been like overwhelming. So people want to have the conversation. They're asking us about more events. So please, again, follow us at Totality of a Woman on Instagram, and we'll have updates there. If anybody wants to email me, they can do so at totalityofawoman@gmail.com. And one last thing for anybody that may be watching, that may be going through depression, anxiety, and don't really know what to do. If you are in the New York area and you are experiencing some signs of depression or anxiety, you can contact 1-800-LIFE-NET, and based on your symptoms and based on where you're located, they can give you some facilities in your community where you can go to. Obviously, sometimes it's based on your salary and your insurance, but if you do not have insurance, they can also guide you to where you can go for some assistance. And Jack, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Self-care is a lifestyle.
Hey, yo, Jatalia, you want to say something to the people?
Of course. So I just want to say April 29th, we have our Kidpreneur Awards. It's going to be here in Manhattan. It's going to be on 50th and Broadway. So if you can come with your children, it's children friendly. And, this is when we really need you guys to step up and show our people and show everyone that we care about our kids and the people who are giving back. And you can get tickets on my website, www.kidswhobank.com. So once again, that's kidswhobank.com. And, when you go on there, follow us on Instagram, kidswhobank.com. Kids Who Bank. Yep, follow us on Kids Who Bank.
I'm doing it right now. I think everybody should do it.
Nice. Everyone in this room, if you have an Instagram, please follow us on Kids Who Bank. And, it's really about making sure our children understand the importance of financial literacy, and it's everywhere. Perfect. Oh, I came right up with kids. Yes, let's make that happen. Thank you. Yeah, we just hit 12,000 in 1 year, so the love is coming.
Hold on. I'm making... My mic on? I'm making a pledge. We need 50,000.
I like that number.
For Kids Who Bank.
Wicked.
If you have a child, if you're expecting a child,
you have a nephew,
or if you're a grandfather or grandmother, let's follow Kids Who Bank.
I like that. Thank you.
Hold on. This is it right here. Kids Who Bank.
Thank you.
The flags.
Because I'm all mixed up.
They're at 12-7. We're making a 50,000 pledge. When they make 50,000, me and Jack Thriller gonna donate to an organization of their choice.
There you go.
Well, we're a nonprofit. Let's get that out there. We're a 501c3, so you can donate to us. So let's make it happen.
I will donate to you. I would donate to this fly little homie right
Come
here.
on.
And this is
Fly,
my little
little homie.
kidpreneur. So people might be
fly.
like, "Oh, you bring him everywhere. I bring him to galas. I
No,
don't
you're
care.
supposed to.
I don't care what country. I don't care what
50,000.
continent. But in the end of
He's
the day,
coming. He's gonna
this
be
is my
coaching.
little kidpreneur.
Jack.
He hands out business cards.
50,000.
50,000.
We donate.
50,000.
And we're going to get everybody that we mess with to donate.
I love it.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
50.
And you know what? Let me put
We're
this
gonna
out
do
there.
that.
When you donate, the best part about my nonprofit is that we go into inner city schools, and some schools that don't have the money, we do it for free. So people will be like, "But Jatali, you're getting paid X, Y, and Z by Malibu. How could you take that time and allocate it to a school where you don't
Like
get
Malibu
paid?"
to rum?
Malibu, California.
Okay, my
but
bad, my
we
bad.
all gonna be in
I'm
London.
alcoholic. I was just thinking about
I'm talking about London and UK and stuff like that. But I always tell people, once again, if you love what you do, it's not about the money. And I say we want to
Yep.
uplift our inner city school kids, but if I'm not willing to donate my time to make sure they get the resources that they need,
That's right.
regardless, then that means I don't really truly love what I do. So on the bright side, that's what you
I'm
support.
doing one more pledge.
Boom, I like it.
P. Diddy,
Diddy,
Jay-Z,
Jay-Z,
50 Cent,
50 Cent,
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Everybody who call themselves giants in the game,
Come on.
this is where you should put your money at.
Kids Who Bank
Right here,
is what
Kids
we
Who
do.
Bank.
Financial literacy for our
Because
youth.
all y'all have kids. Whether your kids are a trust fund baby or not. Donate, because everybody kids matter. We got Black Lives Matter. We got White Lives Matter. We got All Lives Matter. But tonight, this is what we doing right here.
Love it.
Tell them
Thank
what
you.
we doing.
Today, we're making sure our kids get the tools that they need to be financially set. Lit. That's
Did
it.
it.
Hey, party and bullshit, y'all. Stephanie Corner, Italia, Kids Who Bang. Let's go. Totality of a woman.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. I run New York. I get it. I get it.